So how do you motivate yourself? In this video, we're going to talk about how to do just that. You make goals, but you stop and you procrastinate. You have this great idea that's going to help a lot of people and make you a lot of money. And 2 years later, you still haven't done anything. You have a big report to write, and you haven't even opened up your laptop. You have a lot of things on your things to do list, but you don't follow through. And this happens again and again and again. So what gives? When we aren't motivated to do something, it's often emotional. We just don't feel mentally good or focused about it. In other words, when you're in a bad mood, you procrastinate. If we want to motivate ourselves, we need to work on our emotions. Go outside and go for a walk. Get fresh air. This wakes up your brain because it gets your blood circulating faster and more blood flows to the brain, which means more oxygen to the brain, and that's good news for waking up and for your brain. It also just feels good, and remember that motivation is often about feelings. Next, monitor the progress you're making and acknowledge it, no matter how small. As humans, we sometimes tend to focus on the negative. We can get 100 positive responses to a product that we've produced, but we dwell on the one negative feedback. If I'm on a stage and I give a speech and everybody loves it and 1,000 people tell me how great it is, sometimes I'll focus on that one negative feedback. Our brains naturally tend to focus on the negative. And if you're trying to stay motivated and all you are seeing is the reasons why you shouldn't be making progress, then you won't be. So force your brain to focus on the positives. Make sure you document the progress that you're making in journaling. Keep a notebook of your progress. And when you get discouraged, look back at that journal to motivate yourself to keep going. Next, get focused on one thing. If you're trying to do too much, you're going to procrastinate. I have a lot of ideas that I want to do. Seriously, I want to write a book that's a book of fiction. I want to maybe start a t-shirt company. I want to start a healthy brain food company. I want to sell more of my memory training speeches, give more memory speeches, sell more books, get better at jiu-jitsu. That's a lot of things I want to do. But if I try to focus on all these at the same time, then I'm going to be scattered and get overwhelmed. Instead, select one major item and focus on that until you complete that task. If you do that, that will motivate you. Part of your reward for finishing that specific task is that you get to move on to the next goal that you have. So basically just stay focused on one thing so you aren't overwhelmed. Next, you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. I recently met an author, and he told me that when he was writing his book in the rough draft stage, he didn't worry about getting it perfect. He didn't worry about all the fancy descriptions, or he didn't worry about all the grammar. For example, he might just write, "The man walked into the room." That's all he would write, and then he would move on with the rest of the story, writing it in very simple, plain language. Then when the book was finished, he went back and spiced it up and changed that sentence to, "As the elderly man crept into the room, the smell of age and darkness sunk over the home as the floors creaked with wear." Wow, that's really different than "the man walked into the room." In other words, you can lack motivation because the task seems so big and you think you have to get it perfect. You don't. You just have to get it going. And then you go back and update and make improvements later. I remember when I used to be a telemarketer, those first 5 calls of the day were the toughest. But once I got going, each call became easier and easier. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. Next, don't tell people your goals. This sounds counterintuitive, but in the May 2009 issue of Psychology Science, a group of scientists suggested that when you tell people your goals, you become less motivated to accomplish your goals. Here's why. If you go on Facebook and you tell everyone that you want to play on the college baseball team and you're practicing for it, then in the mind of some of your friends who see it, they're already going to see you as a college baseball player. And then you're going to start getting people congratulating you on it. In other words, you're already getting rewarded for a goal you haven't accomplished. Your friends will comment on your Facebook, "Good job," and you haven't even accomplished it yet. On the other hand, if you tell no one your goal other than a few close friends and coaches that can help you, then you are still pursuing your goal because you haven't been rewarded for it already. Telling people your goals, you get that instant reward, and the desire and the drive is a little bit less to achieve it. Next, while it's important not to broadcast your goal to the masses, it is important to find a coach or someone on your team who can hold you accountable. As you press on, there will be times you will get stuck and you'll want to quit. In these times, you just need to remind yourself of your end goal and why you're doing it to keep motivated. If your goal is you want to write a novel, and it's a daunting goal, but the goal to write 500 words a day, that's not so bad. So instead of focusing on writing a novel today, focus on writing 500 words. In other words, break your goal down into easy, manageable steps. Make it fun. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, it might not be fun counting calories, or maybe it's no fun going to lift weights at the gym. So make it fun. Join a Zumba class. This is exercise, but it's fun. Or go dancing, or bicycling, or play tennis. I do jujitsu. I focus on jujitsu and lose weight at the same time. I'm not focused on working out. I'm focused on jujitsu. It's fun. I get healthier while doing something fun. Next, read biographies of successful people. Sometimes we get too hard on ourselves and we think we should be further along than we are, and we begin to beat ourselves up, and we forget that other successful people have also gone through hard times. I recently read the biography of Truett Cathy, the founder of the Chick-fil-A restaurant. And in that, I found he didn't start that restaurant until he was 48 years old. That was very motivating for me because I'm not even 48 years old yet today. So reading biographies is very encouraging. You see the setbacks that these successful people went through, and that will motivate you and realize that you're not alone. So these are my tips to motivate yourself. I think these will help you. Why do I personally need to be motivated? Oftentimes it's for a memory tournament or memorizing massive amounts of information. I have to stay motivated. Not long ago, I memorized the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members, the Football Hall of Fame members, the Academy Award winners, and periodic table. It was a daunting challenge, and I had to keep motivated. And these 10 steps that I just shared with you is how I did it. If you would like to get my memory tips for how to improve your memory, I have a free PDF guide, and it's down below. So just go down below and click the link and get my free tip on how to improve your memory. Click the link below for that. It's a great guide on how to improve your memory. I won the 2009 and 10 USA Memory Championship with these tips. Give me a like if you benefited from this. Comment down below with your ideas on how you stay motivated. And please subscribe to my videos. We really appreciate all subscribes.